In June 2024, we did a 600 kilometers driving trip from Tuas, Singapore, to Kuala Rompin in Malaysia, and back to Singapore. Setting off as early as 6 a.m. in the morning, we headed eastbound towards Kota Tinggi, then took Highway AH18, northbound towards Mersing area. The route to Mersing was a relatively pleasant cruise, except for the typical morning traffic jam when we had to pass through Johor Bahru city centre to get to Kota Tinggi. You do get a fair bit of palm oil plantation scenics as usual. Upon reaching Mersing, we quickly gassed up after hitting about 200 kilometers distance. First stop point at Mersing is the hilltop landmark vantage point where you can see Pulau Setenden, due north of the location. In 2019, when we first visited the area, this location was actually labeled as My Mersing. Even in Google Maps, the waypoint is still marked as MY Mersing. The view would have been better and more amazing if the trees and bush were not blocking most of the coastal view. We then drove down the hill towards Mersing Hospital to look back at the vantage point. This location is just outside of Mersing Hospital. Here are some of the coastal view as we explored north of Mersing Beach, popular for their monument, or in the area also known as Mersing Esplanade. We leave you with some ChatGPT info about Mersing.
Mersing town is a charming coastal town located in the state of Johor, Malaysia. It serves as the capital of the Mersing district and is known for its scenic beauty, vibrant culture, and strategic importance as a gateway to the nearby islands in the South China Sea. Mersing has a tropical rainforest climate, characterized by high humidity and substantial rainfall throughout the year. The temperatures are relatively consistent, typically ranging from 25 to 32 degrees Celsius. Mersing's economy is primarily driven by tourism, fishing, and agriculture. The town is a popular stopover for travelers heading to the islands of Tioman and Bizar. These islands are renowned for their pristine beaches, clear waters, and rich marine life, making them ideal for diving. Fishing is a traditional occupation in Mersing, with many locals engaged in fishing and related industries. The surrounding areas are known for their agricultural activities. Traveling about 12 kilometers north of Mersing town, you'll reach Air Papan Beach, another popular destination.
And as we speak about Air Papan Beach, here we are at the location where they erected two large text signage that states their location names. Here we get to see the vast ocean view. Facing slightly northeast towards the South China Sea, about 40 kilometers offshore, is the popular tourist destination, Pulau Tioman. Next stop, we head towards the small town of Endau, known for its fishing industry, and you can tell from the vast amount of fishing vessels as we drove across the river. Just passing Endau town center, we saw a nice road on Google Maps that lead into the coastal area and decided to explore the location. Jalan Pantai 4 leads us into a rustic kampong village with this view. We finally head towards Kuala Rompin for lunch break, before visiting our target destination for this trip, Pantai Hiburan. Here, we can tell that this area is just recently developed into a touristy site with tall lookout watch tower that isn't open to visitors yet. There are also small buildings that provide beach facilities, toilets, and a small canteen. With Pantai Hiburan as our final destination for this road trip, we have driven our little Nissan Note hatchback two-wheel drive vehicle across to Kuala Rompin, Malaysia for a 300 kilometers to and 300 kilometers return trip, burning about 55 liters worth of petrol. Along our return trip towards Kluang area for dinner before heading back to Singapore using the North-South Highway, we stopped by to explore two more locations. Pantai Semanyir, a slightly more underdeveloped beach that kind of looked deserted as well. This area offers a pretty majestic view of the stretches of endless beach that Malaysia has to offer. Some of these locations aren't even reflected on Google Maps Street View, as their mapping vehicle didn't explore this area. Another location we got to visit before leaving Mersing area is called Jeti Penyabong. The surrounding Penyabong islands offer a good shelter from the strong waves during monsoon seasons. Overall for this road trip, we spent about 6 hours to reach Kuala Rompin, with enough time to stop and take a few scenic shots at each location. Google Maps estimated time for arrival was about 4 hours based on the traffic condition. With that, we left Mersing town for another 90 kilometers drive westbound across Jemaluang-Kahang towards Kluang Mall for dinner, and another 120 kilometers back to Singapore via AH2 North-South Highway from Air Hitam. We hope you enjoyed the documentation of our day's road trip.